So you guys know that when it comes to being a YouTuber, there is a lot of equipment and gear that is required in order to actually succeed, have the best content possible, and ultimately grow on the platform. And that's why in today's video, I'm gonna be showcasing absolutely everything in my setup that I cannot live without when it comes to making and producing my content. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Everything will be down below in the description. Let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm gonna be focusing on, I know I magically changed my shirt, but that's actually gonna be one of the most overlooked aspects in my opinion, which is lighting. So let me quickly show you what I use. All right, so let me quickly turn it off. The main source of lighting that I have in my videos is a ring light. Trust me, this is absolutely essential. You cannot go wrong with buying one of these. They're so cheap and they're amazing. This one ran me about $30, and the great thing about this is that you can literally adjust it to whatever height you want. I literally have it at like a super like mid-level, but like normally it can go up to like there. So you can have it as front lighting, you could have it as like top-down lighting, you could have it from bottom up. There's so many different ways. Like, this rotates as well. I just have it locked in, but trust me, if you have an extra $30 to spend on your setup and you're a YouTuber, that is what you want to pick up. Now, secondary lighting, I just want to quickly show you guys this. This is a panel light. It does literally the exact same thing as this, but I use this as secondary lighting. So if I'm recording a video, I'll normally toss one like back there. I'll have it shining towards the side of my face to kind of provide additional well-rounded lighting in my videos. And these can actually be connected to your PC directly via USB. So that just plugs into your computer, and then from there you can literally just turn it on, adjust the brightness, and it's literally that simple when it comes to panel lighting. You can pick up a 2-pack of these for around $30 to $40, so about the same price as the ring light. So for a well-rounded lighting kit, literally these two as well as an additional one, I have like one over there. In total, you're only going to be spending around $60 to $70 for all of this, and this will literally skyrocket the quality of your video, so I highly recommend checking that out. Now, when it comes to secondary lighting, and by secondary lighting, I mean anything that isn't directly involved in recording, so a ring light or a panel light, I'm actually going to be talking about ambient light. So the two main sources I use for my ambient lighting are my RGB strips and my floodlights. I know it may not look like a big difference at first, but trust me, once I actually turn them off and on, I'm kind of like toggling between the two right now. You can see that there are a bunch of different components here. So let me quickly turn these off. I'll focus on my RGB strips first. So we can see that I have an RGB strip running all the way from the side of my desk all the way along the back. So this gives my setup a well-rounded glow all throughout the bottom here. And this can be visible as an underglow on my videos as well as when I'm making setup videos. It makes it look kind of cool, just having that additional glow throughout the bottom of the setup because it kind of looks like a separation in terms of lighting. So when I record my videos, I'll toss these on to kind of underglow my face a little bit. That's why you might see a little pink on my face when I'm recording a video. And then I have these ones shining on my face, and I have that one shining on the side of my face. So a lot goes into lighting, believe it or not. So next up, the RGB floodlights. I'm going to turn those on, and I'll either have these on pink or I'll do something like a white to kind of contrast the pink. Or even sometimes I'll switch it up to a blue. And yeah, there are kind of endless different possibilities. You don't just have to do one. You can literally have white on one of them. You can toss down pink on the bottom. That way we have white on the wall, pink down below. You could do all white if you want to. There are so many different things. It comes with this controller. This is what I'm using to like control it on the fly right now. Let it focus. Anyways, yeah, so this is it here. There's different speeds because there are different like, so we got like shade where I'll literally like fade through the different colors. But anyways, point being, I normally have these on as well because I feel like it just provides a nice back glow when it comes to the computer. And normally my camera angle looks a little something like this, so we can see that the glow is being incorporated below the setup as well as that back glow on my PC. That isn't from my PC itself. That's from one of the RGB panel lights going up against the wall here. We can see that I have a second one there. And it kind of fell off my desk and it's stuck on the jump mode, but we actually just turned it back to pink. And that's pretty much the two main sources of secondary lighting that I use. Now, in terms of pricing, this is a super long Govee strip. The customization options for these ones are insane. I literally can control it with my phone, make it move, make it like do whatever I want. Those are about $60 for a 60-foot pack, I want to say. I bought 2 strips. I'm only using one of them, so about 30 feet throughout my entire desk. And then the panel lights actually come in a 2-pack for around $30 to $40. So if you wanted to buy 4 of them like me, I got one down there. I'm not using that other one right there. And then I have the 2 behind there. That's gonna run you about $60 in total if you want to buy 4 of them. Obviously, you don't have to buy 4 of them. You can just put some under your desk,
that's going to be only about $30. So as a whole right now in terms of lighting, we are at 30, 40, 60, another 60 for a grand total of $190 for everything in terms of lighting alone.
Obviously, I said lighting is highly overlooked, but I don't mean that you have to go all out and buy every single thing that I've mentioned right off the rip. This could look like literally starting out with just a ring light and then upgrading your ambient lighting once you've actually established yourself on YouTube. But I highly recommend that you don't blow all your money right away after getting your first YouTube paycheck and progressively upgrading your setup and videos as you go along.
So moving on to my recording setup in general, I'm going to be quickly showcasing a few things that I use to actually record my videos. So this is actually my original camera that I used for YouTube. This is the Canon Rebel T7. This camera was my first camera that I ever bought that wasn't like a webcam or my iPhone. Before I'd make videos like a webcam, and before that I was making it with the iPhone. But this is a DSLR camera. It can record videos, photos. The only thing I didn't like about this camera is it doesn't have autofocus. So my main point is finding a camera that works well for you, and I'll quickly also talk about the camera that I'm using right now in a sec. So the Canon Rebel T7 can shoot 1080p at 30 FPS, and then it could do 720 at 60. So that was also kind of a limiting factor in terms of the content that I was making. This camera is around $400 to $500. Highly recommend that you go check that one out if you just are a beginner. It's a great beginner camera. It's super budget friendly, and this honestly elevated the content that I was making. Now the Canon EOS M200 I'll quickly talk about. I'll throw something up on the screen just so you guys can see a bit about the camera. It's a great camera. I literally use it in all of my videos for vlog style stuff, setup videos like this. The only thing that's limiting about this camera that you guys might have noticed was that it has a built-in microphone, so you're not able to actually connect an external microphone, which kind of sucks. But honestly, for the quality and the price that I paid, it was around $450. I got it on sale. I believe the camera itself is normally like $700, $800 regular price. So I kind of got lucky in terms of that, but I literally love this camera. I bought it a month and a half ago, and it's honestly transformed the way I make my content. You guys have probably noticed that in the last month alone. So that's it for cameras. Obviously, I'm not even going to talk about my webcam. It was like $20. If you can't afford these, you don't want to make the investment, buy a $20 webcam. You might as well if you want to make face cam content. Now, coming over to my microphone, I feel like this is also a super important factor, and that's not even ridiculous to say, because a microphone literally determines how good your videos really are. And if you have a poor quality microphone, no one's going to want to watch your video. So this is a Rode Pod mic. This is the second microphone that I bought myself. When you're doing YouTube, there are a lot of microphone companies that want to reach out and give you sponsorships for a promotion video, and I actually got lucky enough early to actually do some of those. So although budget microphones are kind of good and you can get them for free, if you want to upgrade to a budget microphone and pay for one yourself and have maximum quality, I highly recommend the Rode Pod mic because it's great. A lot of podcast people even use it. That's why it's called Pod. But I believe it was around $150. It's transformed the way that I make my content as well. It has made a massive difference. But literally, if I come over here real quick to like my side table, I have like all these different microphones that I've been sent. And if you guys actually want to check out reviews of microphones that I've actually made on the channel, you guys can actually go and do that. Like you can literally see I have like all these microphones here in the box that I've reviewed. And I'll have a playlist down below for you guys to actually check out if you want to check out all the different reviews of budget microphones. You don't have to go out and buy a Rode Pod mic or an insane Shure SM7B for like $500. It just doesn't make sense. So if you want good budget options, I'll have them down below in the description. Honestly, my favorite picks for that. And that's pretty much it in terms of recording stuff. So let me move on to kind of unnecessary but necessary accessories. What I mean by this is the equipment that you're actually not really required, but if you don't have them, you're kind of screwed. So this is one of two tripods that I own. It is I don't even know what brand it is, but it is an adjustable one, kind of like my ring light stand, which I also can use as a tripod, and it is completely adjustable with these. You can raise it, lower it. But yeah, there are a bunch of different levels. I have this one tilted so my camera would be vertically. The camera I'm using right now I use for my vertical TikToks, and I use that. I literally will mount it like this, and you guys can kind of see the view of what my setup would look like right there. But anyways, that's what I use for that. This will run you about 20 bucks, I want to say. So super inexpensive. If you get a camera, get one of these. And then this is also a kind of secondary form of this. You don't have to get this, but if you want to save a bit of money, this was like, I think $5 cheaper. It was like a desk mount. So we can see it clamps to the bottom of my desk, and then I literally have the camera directly attached there. There's a sphere swivel that you like can rotate the camera. So if you want a good and reliable option, tripod 100%. But there's also this desk mount that I recommend as well. And lastly, let me quickly come behind here. It's so hard to see, but I have a Behringer UMC-22. This goes hand in hand with my microphone. You don't have to get this one specifically. This is like one of the best budget friendly options in terms of a microphone interface, because because the thing about these XLR microphones is that they need power to be actually ran. And while there are adapters that directly connect the XLR to the PC, you have to like jack up the levels just to hear anything on the microphone. It sounds really fuzzy and there's a lot of like hissing in the background. So in order to get that clear quality for an XLR microphone instead of a USB microphone, which this one is an XLR, you have to get an audio interface. Unfortunately, that was about $40, and it honestly was kind of a smart purchase because if you want to have a good quality mic, XLR microphones all come with good quality pretty much. So any XLR microphone that you get, unfortunately, you're gonna have to get an additional audio interface, which will hike up the price a little bit. But trust me, it's definitely worth it.
And that's actually gonna be it for the video in terms of things that I find essential for YouTubers in my setup. If you guys want to check out absolutely anything that I talked about in this video, down below in the description, go check it out. Like I said, you don't have to go absolutely all out right off the rip. It just doesn't really make sense to do anything like that. Me personally, I waited till I got my first couple paychecks and I put about half of it back into my pocket and half of it back into my channel. Obviously, as a YouTuber, you're gonna need to continuously upgrade the quality of your content because you don't want to be static in terms of the same level of quality that you're producing. So you're gonna have to make some upgrades in some time. So I highly recommend starting off with this video and seeing what you need to do as you actually progress. But like I said, that's gonna be it. Like, comment, subscribe, check out everything down below. And if you want to watch another video like this one, go check out this one here. See you later.